We have 4 animal control officers, and they work all day. We've got an officer on until 8 p.m., and then at that time it goes to emergency call out, and there's an on-call officer on, till the next morning when the crew comes back on. But we have 4 animal control officers for the entire city, so they're kind of spread thin, and they've got a lot of things to do, anything from loose livestock to dead animals to dog running loose to whatever. And they stay busy just on complaint basis. So we try to do our best, and just work with us, and we'll work with you. We're here for a service.
Well, when we first start out, I start at 7 in the morning. There's 2 of us that start out at 7. And like I said, we take them to the vets. The dogs that have been adopted, that's the first thing we do, is take them to the vets. The next thing we do is we patrol the areas where most of our complaints are coming for loose dogs. Till 8 o'clock when we start getting calls. We get about 17 to 20 calls a day for loose dogs, animals in traps, injured animals. But mostly that's what we do most of the day. Deal with people, educating them about the new ordinances that are coming in. Any dead animal that we see in the street, we should pick it up. We don't have to get called on that. As long as we know it's there, we go ahead and pick it up. Like this morning when I saw him running loose, that was just a patrol. I was just patrolling those areas. And those aren't the dogs I was looking for, but they are running loose. What I basically tell them is they need to secure the dog, make sure they're vaccinated, registered, check the health and condition of the dog, and see what their intentions are as far as the dog. We give them a 10-day warning for vaccination registration. We recheck after those 10 days. If they don't have it, then we give them an extension. By then we go ahead and issue citations or file charges for them to comply. Most of the people do comply though. I've been here 19 years, 20 years next February. The weirdest thing I ever had to deal with was a badger that was caught in a backyard. And that guy was pretty tough to get a hold of. But yeah, we do get a lot of those calls that different type of wild animals. Yes, any type of animal, we'll deal with it. If it's an emergency after hours, we have to go out and deal with it. Most skunks are traps, and we usually euthanize those, although nobody wants them. We can't release them anywhere else, so we have to euthanize them. They need to call the police department dispatch, and they'll get a hold of us. If it's an emergency, we'll go out. After hours, we're not going out for loose dogs. So there's loose dogs everywhere. And but any other emergency, injured animal, livestock at large, wild animals inside the house, stuff like that, we'll go out. Or if a police officer needs us out there and they'll request our presence, we'll go out there. It's a big city. I mean, we're dealing with area, not actually people. And a lot of the complaints we get is that we take too long to get there, but we get so many calls that we have to deal with them as priority calls, which are the most important, which calls needs us there as soon as possible. Lately it's been pit bulls. We've been getting a lot of dogs, pit bulls running loose, and I'd like to see most of the owners be more responsible in securing these dogs. A lot of them aren't really aggressive towards people, they're more aggressive towards other animals. Oh yeah, in 19 years I've gotten bit quite a few times by several different animals. Well, sometimes 19 years have already told me more or less when I come up to approach a dog, I know what he's going to do. Whether he's going to be aggressive, come at me, or he's going to run. I just look at him and I kind of know what they're going to do. He was just trying to act tough, protecting his property, but he wasn't really a danger.
We are getting inundated with animals because we have a 24-hour drop-off side cage, and people can come, 24 hours a day and put something in there. If we're not open and they want to come up to the front, they can drop it off in the back. And so if there's no ID with that animal, if it's not an owner-released dog, we have to hold that animal for 3 days. And so there's more animals coming in than are going out. People either can't afford or have too many, and we're here for that service, but our shelter's only so big, and so it was designed to move animals from one side of the kennels to the other when you clean, but we can't do that because we need both sides of the kennels. So we are pretty much at full capacity most of the time.